So I've made 12.6K in 19 days after launching my brand new consulting company, which is called Locatelli Acquisition, from complete scratch. Now, inside of this video, I'll be breaking down exactly how I did it, what acquisition systems I've used, what sales systems I've used, even what funnel I've used, and everything in between. Now, it's been over 1 year since I've launched my company, and since then, I've been able to generate over $200,000 in client revenue. And I've been fortunate enough to work with over 30 clients in 10 different industries. And here, obviously, you can check out some of the screenshots, results that we generated, and some of the best case studies that we have as of right now. For example, our client G10 added 10K a month to his agency in just 15 days. Diederik scaled past 10K a month with his appointment setting agency in just 30 days. And then Nishkarsh went from zero to signing a 15K plus deal split client, a 5K deal, and a 3K client with his lead generation agency. And if you want to check out more of these results, then you can click the link which you'll find down below in the description. Now, without wasting any more time, let's dive right into the video. So the reason I was able to sign so many clients and generate this much revenue for my clients mainly comes down to two things. One is the acquisition, and the second one is the product. Now, let's start from here. Now, if you do have an insanely good offer, a great offer, but your product absolutely sucks, this means that you're going to make money, but it's going to be short term, because when people find out that your product is absolutely terrible, then what happens? No one is going to buy from you ever again, because you don't have the credibility anymore. You don't have the trust. You pretty much lose everything. Well, if you do have a poor offer, a trash offer, but your product is absolutely insane, you are going to make money, but this is going to happen long term, meaning that possibly for the first few months, if not even years, because your offer is not that great and you're not going to get many people to join your product, and it's going to take a ton of time for you to see actual and tangible results. So my question to you is, and this is exactly what I've done for myself, why not combining a great offer with a great product? If you do this too, and what happens, you're going to make money short term and long term, meaning that you're pretty much creating a cash kowski machine. Now, to do this, we will need an A plus offer, obviously, and an A plus product. Okay. And this is exactly what I've done for myself to generate 12.6K, 19 days, and all of the other stuff. Okay. Now, let's start from the offer. So, if you want to create a really good offer, these are the two main things that you want to use. Okay. Now, the first thing is speaking a specific niche. Now, if you are too broad with the people that you target, this means that you are speaking to no one. Okay. Now, the more specific you are, the more your offer is going to stand out to the people that you're targeting. Okay. So please do yourself a favor and really niche down. Now, what niche should you pick? Well, there is no right or wrong answer. What you have to do is simply pick a niche that you most resonate with. Okay, the one that you like the most. For example, I knew someone who played basketball for like 14, 15 years. He wanted to create a marketing agency, but he didn't know what niche he wanted to pick. So I told him, hey, you played basketball for 15 years. You already know a lot of stuff about basketball, even though that's not business stuff or any of this stuff. Okay. But you do know the world of basketball. So why not picking the niche of basketball trainers and help them with their marketing? Right. And then he went on, I believe, to make over 5, 6 figures a month, something like that. I'm not too sure. But as you can see, it really doesn't matter what niche you pick. As long as you most resonate with the niche, that's the right choice every time. Now, once you have the niche, you need to create an offer that is going to stand out. And this is my specific offer value message framework. And this is also what we have inside of our product right now. Now, this is how it's structured. So first off, you say, I help, then you want to put who you help, get, then you want to put the desired outcome in your niche. So exactly what your product is going to help these people achieve. Then you want to put in time frame, then you want to put by leveraging, and you want to have a unique mechanism of your product, so unique name of your mechanism, or and then you want to put the guarantee and risk reversal to eliminate all the risk from the client's side. Now, this is an example of my offer. So I help who agency owners and consultants do what, sign 15 new high paying clients minimum in 120 days by implementing our simple, and this is my unique name of the mechanism, so 3-step acquisition funnel, or and then you have the risk reversal. I'll personally keep on working with you for free and start paying for the systems out of my own pocket until you do and beyond. So if you want to create a really strong offer, guys, make sure to leverage this offer value message framework. Now, once you have a great offer, then the next step is going to be to have a great product. And this is the most important thing, guys, that you possess in your business. So please make sure to pay close attention. Now, to create an A plus product is actually very simple. Note, it's not easy, but it's very simple. You only have to leverage what's called the customer first development model. Now, what this means is very simple. What you don't want to do is never create your product based on assumptions and what you think, what you assume is going to work for the people that you're going to help. Now, you always want to create your product based on what are the biggest problems and bottlenecks that your market is facing. What you want to do in here, guys, is very simple. You want to get a feedback from your market by directly speaking to the people that you're going to help. And to do this, very simple. You can take calls with these people, you can join groups full of these people, and then you can initiate conversations and simply always ask these people what are their biggest pains and their biggest problems. Now, after speaking to enough of these people, you'll gain clarity around what are the biggest problems and bottlenecks in your market. So, what you have to do next is simply pick one or even more of these problems, find the solution for these problems, and then create a product around it. Okay. And guys, the bigger the problem that you solve, simply the more money you're going to make. Okay. And this is pretty much everything, literally, when it comes to creating a really good product and then a really good offer. Now, let's dive into the acquisition side, because once you do have a nice product and a nice offer, you need to start getting the possibilities for you to sell the product. And you can only do this if you do have qualified appointments onto your calendar. Now, when it comes to the acquisition, you have mainly three methods to actually acquire these clients. First is outbound, second is inbound, which is exactly what I'm doing right now. And then the third one is paid. Now, let's start from the outbound because this is pretty much what everyone does when starting out. Now, from going to 0 to 20K a month, I would say, at least in my personal opinion, this is absolutely the best thing that you can do. Outbound is unmatched when it comes to going from absolute zero to even 10, 20, even 30K a month, right? Well, if you're making more than 20K a month, possibly even 100K per month, but you do not have outbound systems that could potentially add more revenue to your business, implementing something like this can easily, again, add an extra 10, 20, 30, 40K a month because you already have the foundation that are very solid, okay? Now, outbound is designed for little to no expenses plus fast results if done right. Okay, and these are the pillars of outbound, and this is exactly what I've came to the conclusion after sending hundreds of thousands of messages for myself and for my clients. Now, the first one, which is the most important one, is volume. Okay, now you need to be sending volume every single day. This has to be a minimum of 300 to 500 plus messages every single day. Then once you do have the volume, you need a quality, right? You need to combine the two. Don't ever sacrifice one for the other. Always have volume and quality combined. Okay. Now, quality means simply contacting highly qualified leads. Then you want to have automation, especially right now where AI is literally blowing up, right? You need to automate the scraping side, so actually finding these highly qualified leads without you having to do the process manually. And then you have to automate also the sending process. Now, this is exactly what I do for myself. Now, for the outbound, right now, I have a system for X, which allows me to send 450 DMs every single day, fully automated. Then I have a system for IG, which allows me to send around 400 DMs per day. And then I have a system for LinkedIn, which this works on connections, but allows me to send around 800 connections per month, something like that. Now, let me show you an example of these systems, right? This is for X, and I use a software which is called X Reacher. And guys, there are a ton of these automation softwares that you can use if you want to automate the entire process and send lots of volume and lots of quality matches, right? Now, this is for X. I go into the dashboard, and to find the leads, all I have to do is simply click onto right here the campaign. Right now it's not open. I don't know why. Then you click on to add leads. You scrape the leads. You put the username of a big influencer inside of your niche. So for example, in my case, Sergi Katari. And then you scrape the followers. Let me put this correctly. Can't even spell. Then you click on add, and then you filter the leads that follow Sergi based on keywords that are present or absent in their bios. Now, this is my filter. And by doing so, you're only going to scrape highly qualified leads because you only get to keep the people that have these specific keywords, meaning that they are going to be potential clients. So they're going to be extremely qualified. And also, what I do is I exclude third world countries because unfortunately, most of these countries do not have the capital to invest in my solution. So I have even more qualified people. And then if I want to, I can put the followers. So how many followers they have, how many followings they have, are they male, are they female, whatever. And I can also put the include only profiles with external links. Then once that's done, I simply click onto start scraping, and it starts scraping the leads completely automatically without me having to lift a finger. Then once that's done, once I have the leads, and then put the leads right here. I have my own script, which if you want, I can make a video around this, how to actually have a really good effective script to get as many clients as you want. And I put my account. Now on X, very important, you need to have the verified to contact anyone on the platform. And then what I do is I simply put 450 DMs per day and I send them messages completely automatically. And as you can see, guys, all I had to do is simply scrape the leads, put a script, put my account, and then that's pretty much done. And I do this for, again, every single one of these systems that I have. Okay. And the last thing is going to be value. Okay. Now, this is very, very important. Once you have these three pillars down, what you need to do is you need to approach prospects with value up front. Now, what this means is you have to give some sort of value to these people without asking them for anything in return. Let me show you an example. This is my first message that I sent to my potential clients, right? And it's this one right here. So let me find this real quick. So Mac, are you still taking clients right now? I don't want to pitch you without permission, but I've just made a free personalized video on how our client Jitin added $10,000 per month to his agency offer in just 15 days. Money if I send it over, and only if you find out of value we can chat. Worst case scenario, you steal the whole system and run with it. Haha. Okay. Now, as you can see, all I'm doing right here is I'm literally giving value to people. And if they want, they can check out the video and say, okay, goodbye. I don't want anything from you. But then if they like the value, if they like what they see, potentially I can convert them into a meeting and then close these people. So, guys, if you are going to do any kind of outbound prospecting, any kind of outbound outreach, then I would highly suggest you to use an approach like this. So, lead with value up front. Never ask for the client for something in return. Always approach your guys like this. And I can 100% guarantee you that getting to 5, even 10K a month is going to be literally guaranteed if you do everything that I've just showed you right now. Now, the second method is going to be the inbound, which again is exactly what I'm doing right now. Now, inbound is extremely good for growing a personal brand, documenting the journey, and then sharing knowledge and value. Now, content is absolutely great, but it takes time to see results and actually compound. Okay. Now, this is why, guys, when you are doing content, I would highly suggest you to have some other acquisition systems, maybe like outbound or paid, because this is going to take time to see results. If you go onto my YouTube channel, guys, and you check out my old videos, which I have from months ago, probably over a year ago, these were not getting that many views. Now, apart from a few ones that were getting maybe 200 views, 600 views, the first one all got 60 views, 30 views, 33 views, 70 views. So it's not an enough lead flow, actual viewer flow of people that can then later on convert into appointments and then clients. So when doing content, guys, make sure to have combined some kind of acquisition method that allows you to get clients pretty much on demand. And you can only do this pretty much with outbound or paid if you do have capital to invest. And we'll get this later on. Now, again, what I said, content is great, but takes time to see results and actually compound. And these, at least for me, are the pillars of inbound. First one is consistency. Now, when you start a YouTube channel, for example, you must actually upload videos consistently, at least one per week. If you're not willing to post at least one video per week, then I can 100% guarantee you that inbound and creating content is not going to be for you. But if you're willing to put in the work and actually be consistent, then I can 100% guarantee you that you are going to see actual results. Obviously, again, it's going to take time, but the results are going to be guaranteed if you are consistent enough. Okay. And the second thing is value. In your videos, what you have to do is share value. Okay. Share everything that you know. Don't gatekeep anything. You must share everything that you know. And this is exactly, guys, what I do in every single one of my videos. I literally just broke down exactly how I've created a nice offer, how I've created a nice product, what exactly are the systems that I'm using, what is my first message, and everything in between. You need to lead with value. Again, also when creating content, not only on the outbound, but also on the inbound. Okay, so you see, guys, how important it is to lead with value. Then the second thing is honesty. You must be honest about your work, about the results that you get, about the failures that you go through, and everything in between. So, being honest, guys, is extremely important because if you're not honest, then you're going to create a brand around a complete lie. So, because we don't want this, and because trust is the number one thing when it comes to creating a really solid and big audience, you always have to be honest. And the last thing is uniqueness, right? Now, what you need to do here is you need to be yourself. You need to show your flaws. You need to show who you are. And even if you're a little bit weird, that doesn't matter, right? Because if you're not unique, if you try to be like everyone else, like Iman Gaji, like Charlie Morgan, that's not going to work because that is not your identity. Now, if you don't like your identity, you can change that, but you need to show your true self in every single one of the videos and pieces of content that you're going to create. At least this is what has been working extremely well for me. Now, once you do have the inbound side then pretty much down, the last one is going to be the pay. Okay, now paid is extremely useful when it comes to scaling past 10, 20K a month. I would say it's probably the best because once you're already making 10, 20K a month, this means you have a proven offer. This means what you're doing actually works. So now it's all a matter of getting more people to know about your offer, right? And because it's proven also that you're going to make more money when you actually start your paid acquisition. Now, again, paid ads are a cheat code for scaling a proven offer beyond 50 or even 100K per month, but they are not ideal when making less than 10K a month. Now, that's because when you start ads, it's ideal to spend at least between 1 to 3K a month on ads. So if you're making 5K, I would never suggest you to spend more than half of that on ads, and especially because you don't know with full certainty that what you're providing is actually something proven. Okay, so only when you have a proven offer and only when you have some good capital flowing every single month consistently into the business, then paid ads are absolutely the way when it comes to scaling your business. Now, again, let's go over the pillars of the paid acquisition. First off, again, capital. So you gotta have some type of money. Then proof of concept. So meaning that what you do actually works. And you need to have a unique value proposition, meaning that what you do is different from what you see from everybody else doing. And the last one, which is very important, you need to have social proof. The more social proof you have, the better, because people are going to see that what you offer actually fucking works. Okay. Now, guys, this is pretty much everything as for the acquisition side. What you have to do, which is very, very important when doing the acquisition, is you need to track every single piece of data and analyze every single piece of data that you have within your business so that you can always check what is working, what is not working, so you can fix it right away. Okay.